what he's wearing there tonight. So God bless you. Put your hands towards the screen, touch the screen and say, use him, Lord. One more time. Say, use him, Lord. One more time. Say, use him, Lord. All right, Dr. Richards, I present to all of you Dr. Noel, Professor Richard, the spiritual father of this ministry. God bless you, Dr. Richards. We love you so much. We love you. God bless you.
Thank you, First Lady. Good evening to you and good evening to everyone. As she said, if you look at the screen and see what I'm wearing, it has, well, the logo of my left side here has the logo of the ministry. And this is one of the things that we want to be doing going forward. We want to be printing jerseys with the logo. And also, I don't know if I'm able to turn around to the back. I don't know if you all can see. I don't know.
Stop. You seen it? Yes, stop.
Right? Okay. It says just live right, hashtag just live right. And there are different colors that we're looking at. I'm wearing a purple, and it looks blue on some screen. This is a purple jersey. And so the ministry is going to be we're going to have our own jerseys, and we're going to have our own brand. So that even when we go out there, you know, they will know where we are from and who we represent. But we'll talk more about that at another time. We just want to continue where we left off last evening, and let me welcome those who are here for the very first time. We trust that you will come again, and we are glad to have you. We are really, really glad to have you here tonight. So we have been looking, well, the last thing we looked at, we are looking at leadership. And in looking at leadership, we are looking at some of the things that how should I put it? Some things that I call the devices of the devil, all right, that wants to trip you up and wants you to turn back and wants you to do the wrong thing as a leader. Now, this can go for everybody, but I want leaders especially to pay attention. And every one of us can be a leader, and we are leaders in some capacity at some time. The last thing we talked about was dishonesty. Dishonesty is one of the vices of the devil, dishonesty. And we saw that, listen, all of us are faced with some measure of challenge when it comes to honesty at different levels. When we are young, when we grow older, when we get those of you who are aged, you know, we all have a challenge at some particular point in time because we are tempted to do the wrong thing. And we looked at the last time about people who delighted themselves, delighted others and delighted themselves, and we call them delusional liars. When you lie, you make yourself believe something is true when it is not true. But I want to start off this evening by asking a question, and we're going to go straight into the scripture verses. And First Lady, I want you to take the long ones, please. The question is, we are not supposed to lie. We know God hates lying. We know that we ought to tell the truth always. But my question to you is it okay to lie to protect yourself or loved one? Most of the time we lie to protect ourselves. Most of the time people lie to protect themselves. But is it okay? I'm the man in my house. I'm supposed to protect my family. Bandits come into the house and I put my hands up. They have me with my hands up and they ask me, and I tell my wife and children, hide under the bed or hide in that room or something. And the bandit says, who's here? Who else is here? Do I say, well, I have a wife and my 3 boys hiding under the bed or they in that room there? Do I do that? Can I say that to protect them? We want to look at some situations in the scripture where people did some things that are questionable. And we're going to look at it and see what we think about it. Genesis chapter 12, verses 10 to 20. Genesis chapter 12, verses 10 to 20. Now, these are stories that you know. In fact, we have done these stories before as well. But again, I keep asking you, listen with new ears. There's something new that God wants to say to you. So let's go. Genesis chapter 12, verses 10 to 20.
Now there was a famine in the land, and Abraham went down to Egypt. Let me start over. Now there's a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to dwell there.
It is better when you pronounce it Abram. It makes a distinction between Abram and Abraham. So Abram.
Right. For the famine was severe in the land. And it came to pass, when he was close to entering Egypt, that he said to Sarai, his wife, "Indeed, I know that you're a woman of beautiful countenance. Therefore, it will happen when the Egyptians see you, that they will say, 'This is his wife,' and they will kill me, and they will let you live. Please, say you are my sister, that it may be well with me for your sake, and that I may live because of you."
So you hear what he's asking her. You hear what he's asking? He's going down to Egypt, and he says, well, I don't know who says that in these days. This is really old time, you know. You are a woman of beautiful countenance. Fellas, gentlemen in the chat, would you say that to your wife? Or ladies, has your husband, your boyfriend ever said that to you? You are a woman of beautiful countenance? Anyway, I'm just wondering. But he is saying to them that, listen, because you're my wife, they're going to kill me because they will want you. So don't tell them you're my wife. Say that you are my sister so that my life will be spared. And it's the same thing I'm asking you. So let's go.
So it was, when Abram came into Egypt, that the Egyptians saw the woman, that she was very beautiful. The princes of Pharaoh also saw her and commended her to Pharaoh. And the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. He treated Abram well for her sake. He had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male and female servants, female donkeys and camels. But the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. When Pharaoh called Abram and said, "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Now, therefore, here is your wife. Take her."
Okay, I think you left out. I think you left out something.
Okay. But the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house and great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say, 'She's my sister'? I might have taken her as my wife. Now, therefore, here is your wife. Take her and go your way." So Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife and all that he had.
Thank you. So here's the story of Abram before he became Abraham. And he has his wife, and he's telling her, say that you're my sister. Because if you say you're my wife, if I introduce as my wife, you are so beautiful, I am sure. I mean, he had to be real confident that his wife, she had to be really very beautiful. And then not only that, he had to have had that confidence that Pharaoh would want her. And so he told her, he said, listen, don't say that you're my wife, say you're my sister. Okay? And so they treated, well, when, as he said, it happened, they saw her and she was beautiful, and they went and they told Pharaoh, and Pharaoh went and took her, and he treated Abram well because of her, because, hey, that's your sister. I want to treat you good because, I like your sister. She's beautiful. She's wonderful. And so, but because of that, plague came to his house. And we don't know the details of how he found out. We don't know, but maybe, he was wondering or sent inquiries as to why this was happening. Maybe his wise men told him, that something is happening here that you're doing wrong. And maybe in his investigation, he found out, hey, this is this man's wife. And here is a man who doesn't fear the Lord, but he understands that certain things happen because certain things are done. And so he says to him, why didn't you say that was your wife instead of your sister? So my question to you, let's talk a little bit. Was Abraham, right or wrong to protect himself? Is it that he didn't have enough faith in God to protect him? Remember, this is a man who is called the father of faith. So what is your say? What is your take on it? Again, this is another news story, but I want to hear from you. What is your take on what he did to protect himself? Because she wasn't in any danger. He was the one that would have been in danger. And you're talking about your life here. Okay, so talk to me, somebody. Let's get some discussion on this. Anybody has anything to say? Now, there's no right and wrong answer, as you know. We just want to talk about it and see what we can pull out of it.
All right, Doc. In that case, I want to ask a question. I don't know if the question will throw off what or if it's. But my question is this: Isn't it said that Sarah was his half sister?
Yes,
So
she was. Yes, indeed, she was.
still a lie, or
You tell me.
Sherry hand is up.
You tell me. Yes, she was his sister. Yes. Elder
Well,
Sherry?
I was going there to say he didn't actually lie because she was his sister. He just left out half. And and but I think in all honesty, human nature, the fear factor would probably
Mhm.
take first place. You you might just find yourself because fear of losing your life, probably trying to save yourself, you would probably lie in a case like that. I don't know if I might have done anything differently if I was in Abraham's shoes. But we know what is the truth. We know what we should do and shouldn't do. But sometimes in situations, and that is why the Bible speaks about being vigilant and
Mhm.
sober. Because sometimes in situations we may find ourselves falling into sin if we allow fear to take over.
Thank you. Well said, Elder Sherry. Anyone else? Nobody wants to put their 2 cents in?
All right, Doc. So we have some comments, and I like how Ella Sherry ended that.
Mm-hmm.
When we allow fear to come in, Dr. Richards,
Mm-hmm.
Things happen. So Natalie says he allowed fear to take control. Another said he wanted to protect himself and his family. Another said still lying. Truth will always set you free. Lying always create more problems. Sister Dolores, hand is up.
Lying could kill, truth could get you killed too, huh? Just remember that. Sister Dolores.
Good night, everyone. I was
Right.
wondering, I believe sometimes people lie because they're not mature.
Mm-hmm.
In situations we tend to cover up when we should be speaking the truth because we're not bold, we're not mature in ourselves yet. We figure that if we tell a lie, that we will get escape. But if we tell the truth, they might look down at us. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
sometimes maturity, the level of maturity, save us from lying. That's just me.
Okay. And you're absolutely correct. Sometimes we lie because we're not mature enough, to deal with the truth and to speak the truth. And we talk about also mature spiritually as well. All right, but I'm not sure if that was the case with him, but with Abraham at this time. All right, so anybody else?
Yes, Dr. Richards, another comment, but Sarai was introduced as a single woman. She could have been taken as someone else's wife.
Correct.
Next
Correct.
comment, the next comment. And Abraham said that because he didn't have the faith at the time before he became Abraham.
Okay. All right, because as you said, being his sister, Pharaoh was courting her, so to speak. He could have taken her, and Pharaoh said it. He said, I could have taken her and made her my wife. Then what would have happened? So Abraham was going down the wrong road from the beginning when he didn't tell the truth, when he didn't speak the truth. And as you said, fear may be what caused him to do that. Let's look at another story of the same man, but his son this time. Genesis 26, 6 to 11.
Dr. Richards, Joshua had his hand was up.
Oh, go ahead, Joshua. Joshua?
Yes, Dr. Richards.
Mm.
I'm just kind of wondering, because of the situation, right? I'm wondering if, because you're asking if it was, if he lied, right? By saying that she was his sister. But I'm thinking that that kind of brought up something like, isn't it? Because I'm thinking it's fine what he said, right? Because she was his sister. But I'm saying some situations they weren't not was something that is not the truth. Because I'm thinking, like, for example, if let's say it's First Lady's birthday, and you, Judah, Jonathan, and I, we all plan something special for her, right? But let's say after we plan that, we have this whole thing and it's supposed to be a surprise, but she comes to me and she asks me, are you all having something for me? In that situation, what is the correct thing to do? Because I'm thinking that if you say no, then if you say yes, then you ruin the surprise, right? It ruins the whole of the exercise. But if you say no, it will technically be lying. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like some situations warrant it, right?
Okay, thank you, Joshua. And you've taken us to a place that we were going to come to, but let's go there now. All right, let's go there. Somebody said something?
No, Doc.
Oh, I thought I heard something. So the question is, what is a lie? What is a lie? And my question is, and I've asked this question before, if someone lies to me and I believe it, and I come and I tell it to you, have I told you a lie? Let me ask it again. If someone lies to me and I believe it, and we're going to come back to this story because we have a few stories to go through. But seeing that Joshua has brought that up, I want to do what I was planning to do later on, but I think it's significant that we discuss it now. If someone lies to me and I believe it and I tell it to you, have I told you a lie? In other words, can I tell a lie without lying? Question number 2. If I lie to someone thinking that it is a lie, but it happens to be true, it happens to be the truth, have I told a lie? So you have 2 things to think about there. Let me say it again. If someone lies to me and I believe it and I tell it to you, have I told you a lie? In other words, can I tell a lie without lying? And 2, if I lie to someone thinking that if I lie to someone thinking that it is a lie, so well, let me choose something that is. If I say to you, what first we were talking about Donald Trump, right? hey, Donald Trump wasn't inaugurated yesterday, the person doesn't know. All right? And I'm thinking it's a lie, but it really is the truth. Have I told you a lie? So we have two scenarios. Oh, no, the second one, sorry, I give you the wrong. But if I say Donald Trump was inaugurated yesterday or day before yesterday, whenever it was, and I'm thinking that I'm lying to you, but it happens to be the truth. My question is, have I told a lie? All right. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is for us to determine what is a lie. Is saying something that is not so, is that a lie? Do we define that as a lie? So talk to me.
One person said, I think it all boils down to your motive. No, you didn't. You believe it was the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Another said, I believe it's not a lie, but gossip. And next one says, yes, it begins as a lie. It will be a lie. Someone says untruth. And another said, yes, if you believe someone's lie, then it is considered a lie.
Yeah, but so if I believe, if I believe somebody tells me a lie and I believe it and I tell it as the truth, you're saying that I'm lying. Is that what the person is saying?
But that person is saying that, but I don't think so. That one I wanted to answer and say, because if you come to me and you come to me and you tell me you have a Batmobile, and I believe you have a Batmobile, and I say that my husband have a Batmobile, right? I'm not lying. You lying to me, I telling you a lie. But I don't believe that I'm
But
lying.
but if you're telling my lie, aren't you lying?
I'm not lying.
Huh?
Nicole is not lying. I'm just carrying your line. I don't know it's a lie. Another says,
So then I can tell a lie without lying. In other words, I'm telling something that
yes,
is a lie, but I'm not lying.
yes, I feel so. Right? And so someone says untruth, another says, yes, if you believe a lie because they are okay, just yes, you told a lie. Hold on. Sorry. Yes, if you believe someone's lie, then it is considered a lie. Then the other one says, yes, you told a lie unknowingly. People may believe a lie because they are emotionally attached to the person who told it. Another, but he did not know that the other person is lying. Another says, I believe you're being a busybody. That's a Not
So
Lisa. No, she
let
said
me ask you this question.
that gossip before. No, she said the person has been a busybody.
So let me
Then
answer this question. When I came on tonight, I told you I was wearing this jersey here with the Live Right logo, and I told you, I said to you, on some screens it looked blue, all right, but it's purple. It's really purple. But if I am misjudging it, if it's really blue, but I'm saying it's purple, am I lying? Because I believe it to be purple, and I'm telling you that it's purple. All right, but it's really blue. Have I lied? I'm telling you something that is not factual. So I'm saying to you, this jersey is purple, but it's really blue, And so my question is, have I lied to you?
Dr. Richards, I personally believe that telling a lie and lying are two different things. Huh? It could
Let me
be
hear you.
you could separate the both based on because they are separated by your motive or your belief. You could tell a lie without lying because if you truly believe that as the truth and it's not the truth, but you believe it, then that's telling a lie. But if you know that it's not the truth and you speak it with the intention of deceiving somebody else or knowing that it's not the truth, then that is lying. So I believe that because let's say both of us make, and using that, you could have two people make the same statement, meaning the same words. One believing that is true and one believing that is not true. And one will be telling a lie and the other will be lying. Because, for example, let's say you come to me and First Lady come to me, right? And you tell me that the sun is red. You personally believe that the sun is red. You've never seen the sun before, but you believe it's red. First Lady has seen the sun and said that the sun is red. You would be telling a lie because the sun is not red, right? But you're not lying because you personally believe that the sun is red. But First Lady would be lying because she saw the sun and she knows for a fact that the sun is not red, but she's saying that the sun is red. And if I don't know, I could, well, I would have to choose who to believe because I don't know the truth. So that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between the two. That's my personal belief. That telling a lie and lying are two different things.
Okay. So then you can tell a lie
without lying, yes.
Without lying. All right. And the second one, if I lie to someone thinking that it is a lie, but it happens to be the truth, have I told a lie?
Doc, we have some more questions, right? Answers.
Yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Said, but he did not know that the other person is lying. Another said, oh, I believe you're being a busy Billy. Yes, it is a lie because you know he was lying. Another, but how will we know it is a lie? Good question. Another, one's intention behind what they say should be factored in. Another said, no, 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 you're just colorblind. You're just colorblind. I like that. Another said, you believe that it's that specific color. Another, I don't believe it's according to how you see things. Then someone says, I believe it's no, and someone else says, you are seeing it as blue. Another said, no, men are colorblind. Another says colorblind.
This
another
is not about men and colorblind.
So we won't think you are lying.
Oh, okay. Now, as I said, I didn't plan to reach here as yet, but I think it's important as we go through the story to determine what is a lie. What is a lie? If I tell you something and I know it to be not true, but I say it to you anyway in order for you to believe it, do we define that as a lie? If that is so, then what happens when, and we're going to see some of the stories that we're going to look at, but what happens when Joshua gave an example? And let me just tweak it a little bit. We're having a birthday party for First Lady, and my job is to get her out of the house because everybody's coming over to the house to surprise her. And I say to her, listen, I have to go down in town to do something and I want you to go with me. Or I have to do this. And knowing I don't really have to do anything, I'm doing it because I'm not telling her the truth. So am I lying to her? And is that acceptable? So this is what I want us to think about, because it is not as straightforward as we think. It is not as straightforward as I say this, it is not true, therefore it is a lie. We have to look at motive, we have to look at intent. There are a number of things that we have to look at in order to determine that. And I'm not saying that to say that we ought to not tell the truth, because sometimes it could, it may not be a lie. I don't want us to go down that road, but I want us to determine as we go through this. I see we're almost out of time, so we don't have time to go into the other stories as yet. There are some stories in the Bible that people have said things that were not so. And it's very interesting how it turned out. And it's very interesting how their lives were and how they are looked at, even now as we look back at scripture. I'm not going to tell you who they are as yet. When we come tomorrow night, we're going to look at some of them. The first one we're going to look at after Abraham is Isaac, his son, who did basically the same thing his father did. The question is, did he lie? Was he wrong? Was he right? Should he have done it? And then we're going to look at the others and see as well. But I want you to think about that. What really is a lie? And I want to be very careful with this because I don't want people going away thinking, hey, you know, we might have some exception to the rules, boy, and get yourself in trouble.
We have
Yes?
we have a comment here. Dr. Richards, you're not lying. You're going into town to do something, and that is called nothing. Another said, it's a surprise. Auntie Gail says yes, and then she says a setup. I don't know. She said a setup.
Well, I don't know what a setup means. No, but if I say I have to go and do something and I want you with me, or let's make it a little a little clearer. I need you. I'm going into town to do something, and I need you to come with me, because I need you to help me to decide or some kind of thing. But I know I have nothing to do. I just want to get her out of the house. Is that lying?
Dr. Richards, Jonathan has a question.
Yes, Johnny.
So if you're talking to somebody, right, and you're talking the truth, right, and you give him a hint, is that lying?
If you're talking to somebody,
Like what I mean is if you like wink at them and something and like that. Because if you wink at somebody, is that hint? So if you ask somebody, if you're talking to somebody and you give them a hint, is that lying?
okay, and I'm not sure if I understand what you're saying. If you're
Okay,
talking
for
to some,
example, let's just say somebody's supposed to answer a question and you give the person a hint. He want to find out if that's this other thing to do then.
No, that depends. That depends. And we had a situation like that, didn't we? The last time when we were at the end of your celebration. If you're not supposed to give the person a hint, then that's being dishonest. If you are not supposed to, because you're giving the person an unfair advantage, and if the rules are that the person is supposed to answer the question without any hints, and you give them a hint, then you are doing a dishonest thing. All right? So, but we'll continue tomorrow night because I have a couple more questions. Yes?
Have good lies and bad lies, or sinful lies and...
Small lie, white lie, black lie, all kind of lie we have.
A lie is a lie, a lie. No, I'm waiting to hear this.
Yeah. So we're gonna continue this tomorrow, God's willing, and we're gonna be talking about it. We're gonna be going back to parang music. Lie, 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 lie. Yeah. We're gonna be talking about it tomorrow. And I want you to come prepared to talk. I think some people are afraid to speak out because they feel that I'm not saying the right thing. Listen, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, and then you would learn something, as Prangalan used to say. All right? So don't be afraid to say what you think. Let's know what you're thinking. What you're thinking could help us, could teach somebody, could bring us to another level. So do not be afraid to say what you think. So we're going to end here tonight. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming. And we will continue tomorrow, God's willing. I'm handing back over to Minister Joshua.